It's time for the Nebraska Volleyball Coaches Show.
Pass by Ruben, wants it back. Nope, Jack back to the right side, swing down the line. Great up by Lexi. Middle tip shot, Andy Jackson. Beautiful redirect to the toe of the gap. It's 5-1, they'll love it in Lincoln. Nice pass, Harper again, outside for the set. Merritt Beeson, boom! Woo-hoo! When it counts most. MBT, Merritt Beeson tie. 2-11 Lincoln. Here comes the serve to Ogilvy. Finally, they break her down. Bad pass. Only choice outside. Ruben stopped. Andy Jackson. Merritt Beeson. 13 feet of humanity. More blocks than a preschool tonight. Nebraska with 9 of them. It's all Huskers. 18-8. Serve to the Huskers. Fed left. Lindsey Krause off the block back covered. Now the Huskers bump it to the left. Krause for the match. In. We're done in Lincoln. Nebraska with a 3-love win over the mighty Stanford Cardinals. Your Huskers are 9-1 and Stanford undefeated no more.
Here's your host, John Baylor.
Well, greetings, Nebraska, and welcome inside the Memorial Stadium studio here. We are in East Stadium getting ready for your Nebraska Volleyball Show. You can participate, 402-413-2400. Moments ago, you were listening back to the happy memories from an evening ago when the Huskers swept the Stanford Cardinal 25-17, 22, and 14. Tonight we got a special guest, No John Cook. We've got a young woman in here who's been on 4 Olympic teams and has won a gold, 2 silvers, and a bronze. We'll welcome her in after we listen back to a little more extended version. Here's your director's cut of last night.
Greetings, Nebraska, and welcome back inside the Bob Devaney Sports Center, Nebraska Innovation Campus. Tonight, we're in the midst of volleyball royalty, so welcome to the ball. Number 2 Stanford, 7-0, is right here to challenge your number 5 Huskers, 8-1. Pass by Ruben, wants it back. Nope, Jack back to the right side, swing down the line. Great up by Lexi. Middle tip shot, Andy Jackson. Beautiful redirect to the toe of the gap. It's 5-1, they'll love it in Lincoln. Pass by the back right, Pringle, jump set left. Elliot Ruben, block back. Andy Jackson, had a little help. Bergen Riley in there. It's 7-2, Big Red. Overpass, shot back. Harper Murray, kaboom. Button Dents in the Devaney deck. It's already 8-2, Nebraska.
I thought the Huskers came out and played great tonight. The crowd was really electric tonight, and I think when we made a couple of those defensive plays in the crowd, I mean, it just went through the roof, and we just feel the energy. And I just thought our team came out attacking and attacked all 3 games and really wore them down, in Game 3. And so it's a great effort on our side.
Shot from Lindsey Krause. Here come the Cardinal. Bump, set, left, and Kurt block back. Rebecca Alec, 13-5. Shot by Ruben, who's now in the front row. Nice up, Bergen. So Nebraska's libero. I got to pump it to the left. Merritt Beeson. Kaboom! A big windmill shot and a rocket from the left. And Nebraska's up 15-7. Line drive serve to Laney. Perfect pass. Bergen chooses the side. Jackson. Kaboom! Woohoo! Rocket shot faster than 5G. The Big Red. 20. Stanford 13. Kurt on the left pin for Stanford. Good control block. Doug Harper Murray. Nebraska the slide. Andy Jackson. Kaboom! Woo. Wow, faster than the email. It's 21-13. Left side swing, Ruben, block back covered. Again, Ruben left pin, cross court. There's Olivia Malk with a beautiful in-system dig. Right side, Merritt Beeson. Kaboom! That's volleyball.
In volleyball, momentum's everything. So being able to hold it and keep it, and then when you lose it, get it back. That's the key. And that's what we did tonight, Game 2. We lost it and got it back.
Nebraska outside. Harper swings, block back covered. Now to tie this baby, the slide, Jackson, tipping, and a free ball back. Huskers again, Jackson the slide, bangs it off the block, and out of here. Definitive on that baby. We're all tied up again. It's 18 each in the second. Quick attack. Busy end, get blocked. Rebecca Alec. Big block at the perfect moment. Nebraska's up 23-20. Nice pass, Harper again, outside for the set. Merritt Beeson, kaboom! Woo-hoo! When it counts most. MBT, Merritt Beeson tie. 2-11 Lincoln. Pass Ogilvy, the libero, right side swing. Jordan Harvey touches hands. That's a control block. Lecture with the dig, set by Bergen. Long shoot set, kaboom! That's volleyball. Rebecca Alec again. Here comes the serve. To Ogilvy. Finally, they break her down. Bad pass. Only choice outside. Rubin stopped. Andy Jackson. Merrick Mason. 13 feet of humanity. More blocks than a preschool tonight. Nebraska with 9 of them. It's all Huskers. 18-8.
Now the challenge is going to be Sunday. How are we going to handle that? It's going to be a morning match on the road, and they're going to have a big crowd there. So we're going to flip it. So this will be another great test for us. But these guys like playing against great teams. They showed it tonight.
Serve to the Huskers, fed left. Lindsey Krause off the block back covered. Now the Huskers bump it to the left. Krause for the match. In! We're done in Lincoln. Nebraska with a 3-love win over the mighty Stanford Cardinals. Your Huskers are 9-1 and Stanford undefeated no more.
We're just learning each and every match, and I think for us it was like, we can go out there, we can stick to a game plan, and we can execute. And so for us, I'm sure this will be a huge confidence boost, but we have another Final Four match on Sunday, so we also can't get cocky and let it get to our head and think we're just going to walk into Louisville and roll them. So it'll be back to work tomorrow and figure out what we have to do to beat Louisville.
11:30 Sunday morning in Louisville, Kentucky's most populous city. It's 10:30 a.m. pregame brunch with the Big Red. Join us 10:30 a.m. for the pregame as the Huskers try to take down number 4. The winner Sunday almost certainly will be number 2 next week, with Pittsburgh alone undefeated at the top, and then the winner of Louisville and Nebraska right behind. My name's John Baylor. You know yours, and you can join in at 402-413-2400. Jordan Larson, hello.
Excited to be here.
Second-year assistant coach for the Big Red. A lot of folks make a lot about the impact of a crowd. Last night, do you think it made a difference?
Yeah, you could feel the energy. I think, anytime you're in Devaney, though, you do feel the energy, but I felt like the energy was different last night, and you could feel that from the start. There was chants starting before our girls hadn't even come out yet, so it was really cool, and you could tell our fans were into it.
So does it count a point or two, a set? Does it genuinely affect the level of play and the confidence? How does it materially impact the outcome?
I just think if you're not used to being in that environment, I think it's a little bit of a shock to the system to some degree, and I think your communication levels have to change accordingly. So, I don't think Stanford plays in front of that big a crowd on a normal night, if I had to guess. You would know, right?
Not normally.
Yeah.
They had the biggest crowd ever against Texas on Saturday night, and the lower seats were half full.
Yeah, so I think for them it is an adjustment, and so I think if you're not prepared for that, it's just another layer that I think people don't realize.
Was it so loud you needed other communication methods beyond just yelling, or you could hear each other yesterday?
Yeah, I think you could hear each other, but definitely
Okay.
it's more pointed and more, a lot more hand contact, things like that. So there are different layers that you kind of have to go to.
You played 05 to 08. It's another lifetime ago,
It is.
but you were in a different building. Is the Devaney ever as loud as you remember the loudest the Coliseum got?
I don't know. I think sometimes yes, sometimes no. I feel like Coliseum was more on top of you, so
Sure.
you felt like more enclosed.
The
and,
acoustics, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
sound
it's-
was so deafening.
Yeah, where I feel like Devaney's a little more spread out, so you don't hear it as much. But it's hard to tell. I only played the red-white game 7 years ago or something like that. So I don't even know, 10 years ago maybe. So I don't really know what it's like to fully play in Devaney.
Jordan Larson, after the match, I suggested facetiously to the head coach, I was writing a handwritten card.
Yeah.
And I was going to put it in the coach's office so the fans, if they wanted to, could come by and sign it. It was a thank you note to SMU.
Yeah.
How beneficial was that loss? What did it mean to the team?
Yeah, it's obviously hard to lose and hard to lose on the road like that, and how we did, I think. I think sometimes, losing can bring out a lot of lessons, and I think we took that to our advantage. But yeah, I also give credit to SMU. SMU is a great team. They are ranked this week, right? Or they were ranked last week?
Yep, absolutely.
Like,
They're
right?
top 20. I thought of them as Sweet 16 caliber.
Yeah, absolutely. And they played tough and obviously well coached. And and it was a really good environment to be there as well. So it was a good, I would say, wake-up call for us, because I think that we already had a good foundation set, but I do think that it's always good to kind of have those lessons learned early on so then you can adjust.
Do you think, who do you think it affected or at all? Bergen just seems to be playing so much better. Merritt seems to be playing so much better, but she might have had something earlier we don't know about. The fans, we don't know particularly if there was something as far as health that was holding her back a little bit, but just collectively, they seem to be much more focused. Can a loss be a long-term victory?
I think to some degree, yes. And I also just think the more like game repetition you get, the more kind of you get in rhythm per se. And so I think that, I think there's growing pains, and I think that there's an underlying expectation that we're trying to overcome as far as what it felt like last year, right? I think last year it was new. There was, the freshman experience to some degree, and, no upperclassmen. And so I think kind of grieving that it's not going to feel like that, and that this team has a new identity, and kind of how are we going to choose about going about that, and how are we going to obviously celebrate last year, but also, continue to celebrate this year and be present.
Jordan Larson with us, 402-413-2400, second-year assistant coach with the Big Red. Stanford comes in hitting better than 300, fourth most proficient offense in the country. You hold them to a 100 percentage.
Yeah.
You just suffocated their offense. How'd you do it?
Credit to, obviously, Jalen does a good job, and obviously I think we just had a really good game plan going in, serving the right person, serving in a lot. I mean, I think what were we, four aces, or 5 aces, 4 errors, right, which is, don't you have the stats over there, Jalen?
I got it right here. I wish it was off the top of my head.
I know, I'm sorry.
But,
I think,
this is great. Service aces for Stanford, 2, 10 errors for Nebraska, absolutely correct. 5 aces, 4 errors.
Which is, it's a great stat for a serving game. And so I think if you can keep the ball in and on the right person, and then obviously getting them out of system actually simplifies their offense, so we're able to defend them quite more easily than maybe we would normally.
It's a collective effort, obviously. It's passing, it's serving, and then blocking, and digging. But boy, there's some great block touches. And when you say serve the right person, you're serving different people all the night. So in different rotations, you were serving the right person?
Yeah, totally. Different rotations, different people. There's different strategies in certain rotations. But then I think we're just trying to teach our players to, obviously we have a game plan, but ultimately too, it's kind of block what you see to some degree. Like the play can kind of come together, and how are we adjusting accordingly? And so I think that we're just doing a really good job of reading the situation and then assessing how we want to go and block and defend.
And Jordan Larson, you and your Huskers in 2006 for the national championship defeated Stanford. But for a while it felt like there was a little bit of mystique versus Nebraska. I mean, they won 5 in a row. I mean, they came into our house a couple times and just thumped Nebraska. Now back-to-back wins, neither particularly close for the Huskers. I mean, you just got here, but I take it you didn't see any sign of intimidation by Nebraska with Stanford in the house.
Yeah, no, I didn't see that. I do think that there's a mutual respect. Obviously, Stanford's a great program and well coached. Obviously, Kevin Hambley is one of the top coaches, obviously, and so didn't go in underestimating them. And I think we're just doing a good job on our side of the net to controlling what we can, and I think you just really saw that in how we presented ourselves. But I wouldn't say intimidation. I think there's just a mutual respect and know that it was going to be, we were prepared for the long match, and it ended quicker than we thought, quicker than, I wouldn't say than we thought, but just, I think you prepare for long games like that. You're
coaching now, Jordan, but you can certainly empathize with these players. What's it like to play one of the best teams? Is it more fun? Is it easier in some senses, or is it more tense and you're more stressed?
Yeah, I think it can go either way. It kind of depends on the player. Some people like bigger matches because they feel more relaxed. It could be the reverse, where there's more tension throughout the day, there's more hype, you have to bring your activation level down more. I think it's just kind of player dependent. I was the kind of player that I tended to play the match in my head before the match even occurred. So getting into warm-ups, I'm already exhausted because I've already mentally played.
Pictured?
I've already played the 5 sets, and I already know exactly what's going to happen, and so kind of takes the excitement away. But it also prepares an athlete and prepared me. So
Harper got a big kill. I think it was late set 2. You stood up, gave her a long standing ovation, edge of the court, then you sat back down. Do you have a particularly strong relationship with your pin hitters, especially Harper?
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm working just a little more closely with our pins, and I think it's hard to kill a ball at this level, and so I think the play was kind of out of system. She was on her way down. She was against a triple block. She could have easily closed it and got housed, and I thought she was being really strategic with how she was placing the ball, and so I commend that, and I think there's a lot of ways to kill the ball, in my opinion. Sometimes it's not always hitting it as hard as you can. So
many kills for Harper, especially, are to the donut this year.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they can see that on tape. Why can't they stop it?
Again, I think we're just trying to teach our players, like, what is actually being presented in front of you, right? Like, we have all these tools in our toolkit of shots, right? And so what do we need to pull out as far as, you know, what's the block presenting us? And so I think it's making that decision, and how do I be a problem solver in that degree.
The pride of Hooper, Nebraska is with us. Jordan Larson, 4-time Olympian, national champion for the Huskers. Another lifetime ago, as she reminds us. Stay right there. We got more Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
Hi, I'm Tom Osborne, former football coach and co-founder of the Teammates Mentoring Program.
And I'm Des Moines Adams, Husker Black Shirt and CEO of Teammates Mentoring.
We're recruiting Teammates mentors and need caring adults to be in the lives of our students.
Meeting with a student once a week at the school can make a positive impact in their life and have a ripple effect in our communities.
Please join our team.
Go to teammates.org today.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Working together, Central Valley Ag unites with our farmers to feed a hungry planet. Enroll in CVA's Go Early Seed program and maximize your purchasing power with 1 year of 0% financing for seed and crop protection. Register for a chance to win Husker football tickets when you enroll in CVA's Go Early Seed program by October 18th. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Last season was a banner year for the Huskers, winning 5 Big Ten titles. Nebraska also finished in the top 25 in the Directors' Cup standings. Beardmore Subaru congratulates Husker Athletics and Nebraska student athletes for all their achievements and stands behind you again this season. Go Big Red! Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester, the same trusted SUV it's always been, only more so. Love begins with trust.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
This fall, be ready for every tailgate, touchdown, and adventure in a perfect car, truck, or SUV from Sid Dillon Chevrolet. Visit us in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo and shop Nebraska's #1 volume Chevy dealer group. We're also your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, offering medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit us at SidDillonChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Here in Nebraska, we love our teachers. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is teaming up with Husker Athletics to recognize teachers who help students live their best and healthiest lives. Visit huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today to tell us about your favorite Nebraska educator. Winning teachers get a school day visit from Herbie Husker and a VIP experience at the 2025 Husker football spring game, thanks to their biggest fans at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. Head to huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today.
Husker fans, visit a participating AGCO dealer now until November 1st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets and pregame hospitality passes to the Nebraska versus Wisconsin football game on November 23rd in Lincoln. See your True Turf and Ag locations in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter for your chance to win this season.
Woodhouse has been your premier destination for your automotive needs since 1975. Whether you're looking to purchase a new vehicle, sell your current one, or looking to service, our team ensures a convenient and seamless transaction from start to finish. Explore our wide selection of top brands and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with our team's dedication and decades of trusted service. Get started online at woodhouse.com and experience the Woodhouse difference today.
Nebraska on a nice winning streak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. And Louisville, 11:30 First Serve Central Time, 10:30 pregame. We'll have it for you on the HRN. We got Jordan Larson in the house, second-year assistant coach. Receive 1 year, 0% financing on seed and crop protection when you enroll in Central Valley Ag's Go Early Seed program. Visit cvacoop.com. to learn more. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation. And contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's easy. It's free. It is the law. Here's Husker Dan. Great to have you on the Nebraska Volleyball Show. Hello, Husker Dan.
Hey, good evening, John and Jordan.
Good evening.
Hi, how's it going?
Hey, Jordan, I remember watching you, and I enjoyed watching you play volleyball in the high school ranks, and I watch you grow up, and I just want to congratulate you on your Olympics, and wow, just amazing that a Nebraskan can fulfill all those dreams. And my question tonight is, when watching the Olympics and watching the volleyball matches, they never had officials on the corners with the flags that watched the ball go out of bounds, and they had which I thought it was cool, like a 3D camera deal going on where, wow, it really sped up the game, and it was really, I mean, you just can't go wrong with the ball going out or in the way they showed it. And so my question is, how soon will that be in the college ranks?
Good stuff, Husker Dan from West Point, Nebraska, right
West
down the
Point,
road from Logan View High School.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, first of all, just for watching all of these years. I hope it was worth your time and energy, and not too many scary moments of hopefully we won or lost. So yeah, at the Olympics, I believe we were using it was the Hawkeye system, which is similar to kind of what tennis uses. And so we didn't have any line judges, and they basically were able to call in and out based off of a computer system, and then the up ref was able to see in and out on their tablet, on the ref stand. And actually, we weren't allowed to challenge those plays, and we were only allowed to challenge touches and like pancake calls, things like that. And the 3D system, as far as calling touches, I hope that it makes it to the college game. I wish I knew that answer, because I do think that the ability to see touches closer was so nice.
It's objective, And
Yes.
the crowd is out of it now. There are a lot of away coaches visiting opposing coaches that think, sometimes the refs get influenced by the crowd.
Yep.
And it hastens the pace of play.
Yeah, totally. It does. And some coaches could use it as a momentum switch, if they don't have a timeout. I mean, sometimes internationally, that's how they do it. It's like, all right, well, I need a timeout. I don't have a timeout. I'm just going to challenge, even though the play doesn't, So it's a different different way of going about it, but I do hope that we get a maybe more efficient system.
Husker Dan, thanks for the call. Now, in the Professional Volleyball Federation, they use the Bolt 6 system. I think they were using Bolt 6 in Paris, but I do not recall.
Okay,
anyway,
I wasn't sure.
That system is like $190,000 per arena. And we used it at the Yum Center for the opening AVCA First Serve Showcase.
Yep.
We're going to be back there again this Saturday. Or Sunday. I don't think we're using it this time. The AVCA rented it, and for one day, and it was $30,000. It's 22 cameras, and to rent it for a day, they said it cost $30,000. To install it permanently, it's $190,000. That's just beyond the budget of a lot of programs.
Yep.
But my hope is that conferences and the NCAA will say, look, if the Nebraskas of the world want to invest in it, they can. And when matches are held there, they use it. But if you play at Rutgers and they don't want to spend the $190,000, then you go to the old system. It's not clear why we have to wait till everyone has the money or an entire conference has the money. Let individual universities install it if they wish.
My only thing would be then it's just not the same across all. Like they probably want to keep it like consistent
Uniform?
across. Yeah. But it is expensive. That number is actually lower than I had heard before. I had heard $1 million. Like at least overseas, it was $1 million for some of those systems. So it'll be interesting to see when that does maybe come to better things.
Dr. J and Carney, stage fright, so he sent us a text.
Okay.
Please ask Jordan, what do Coach Cook and Coach Karch have in common and differences? I'll be quiet. We have to go to a break in about 8 minutes. Go ahead. No, okay.
I was like, this may take a while.
Top 2 similarities.
Similarities. Obviously, just lifetime learners, always trying to get better individually and then also as a unit. And I think just ask a lot of questions.
Top 2 differences.
I would say Karch has probably a little bit calmer demeanor on the sideline. I mean, sometimes you don't know what Karch is thinking. He's a pretty deep thinker, and so, and I think where John, maybe you see a little bit more expression on the sideline. Other differences, I mean, I can't think of anything else off the top of my head right now, so that's probably a poor answer, but.
You see a lot of great coaches in a lot of sports who were good players, like Rick Carlisle, head coach of the Indiana Pacers in basketball. You see a lot of great coaches who barely played or were not particularly good players, like Kelly Sheffield of Wisconsin, never played. You rarely see great players become great coaches. I got 3 that jump to mind. Joe Torre, New York Yankees, Larry Bird, Indiana, and Karch Karai. And now you're trying to do something that very few have done before, become a great coach after having a great, exemplary playing career. Can you empathize with the average or above average players who can't do necessarily what Jordan Larson could do when she was a player?
Yeah, I always just try to put myself in their shoes as a player, wherever I was along my journey, and I just try to meet them where they're at. And I do think that it's a hard thing to do in general. And so I think everybody also has strengths and weaknesses to some capacity, but I think it's important also to have people around you that kind of keep you grounded. More of just like, hey, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I would like to say, now how is this actually being perceived, And so I think constantly keeping yourself in check, at least that's what I'm trying to do. And then how can you try to bring out the best in all the players and kind of just meet them where they're at. It's a hard thing too, because at some degree I'm like, well, I've been able to do that, why can't you? But it's not to that degree for me. It doesn't feel that way.
Does Karch ever betray his frustration? Because he was one of the great passers ever, arguably. I mean, you and he, 2 of the greatest passers of all time in the sport. Or is he somehow able to be humble and understand that people aren't always perfect? Or does sometimes he get really frustrated with you, perhaps because his memory is, hey, I could have done that easily, why can't you?
I think that I saw probably more when he was an assistant coach before he, became a head coach. And so I think, but in general, I don't really see that from him. I see him more as a teacher and confidant and somebody that you can come in and ask questions like, hey, I'm thinking this, like as a player, what would you do in this situation? Like he's just like, he's so brilliant just as a person. And so I think he's always constantly having open door policy, and I don't know, it's been really awesome to learn from him. And then I haven't seen that frustration side. Of course, there's times where we're not executing that he's like, hey man, like we gotta do better. But I think he tries to come across in a way that's like, hey, I care about you all as players. I know you can do this. And ultimately too, he just cares about us as people first and foremost.
How important is that? I hear about that more and more.
Huge, huge. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, obviously as a volleyball player and a proud American to represent our national team, like I want our national team to be successful for many years. And I hope that a lot of our Huskers are on that, right? With any program that you're associated with. But if they go on to do something else with their life, like you hope that they succeed. And I hope that the foundation that they've created here allows those things to happen, whatever their heart desires. And if that doesn't mean it's volleyball, that doesn't mean that they're bad people because they don't choose volleyball.
How often does the head coach or you, the assistant coaches, go out and just have coffee with the players or go out and have a meal with the players? How often do those non-volleyball interactions occur?
Yeah, I try sometimes twice a week, 3 times a week, depending. I'm surprised I haven't had John. John, you're going out having coffee again? I just think it's so important to check in. And also sometimes, especially now, they have so much on their plate. NIL, school, social life, you know, they're balancing so much that sometimes just having an outlet of just like, hey man, this is where I'm at today, like, and all right, well, how can we get through it and how can we work together to be the best, you know, version for themselves and then for the team as well.
Jordan Larson, Anson Dorrance, the legendary head coach of North Carolina for women's soccer, men's soccer, he had this saying that men have to play well to feel good, and women have to feel good to play well. Yeah. What do you think?
I would say I would agree with that statement.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if it's with every player, but I do think that definitely, fits to some degree.
You played on some teams, this is related, at Nebraska with fabulous chemistry, 2008. Without fabulous chemistry, 2007. You've told me about playing on teams where there was not a shared language. I mean, there really was no speaking, so how do you even have any chemistry? How important in this sport with such interdependence, where Jordan Larson has to have a Rachel Holloway, has to have a fabulous Dig to be Jordan Larson. How important is chemistry, genuinely?
Oh, man. I would argue that it's majority of the game. And, mental performance for me. It's just like individual mental performance and then also mental performance as a team. I think skill can only take you so far, and I also think that the more, the deeper meaning you can have and appreciation for the sport, and on the national team we talk about sitting in gratitude at the end of the day, what are we actually grateful for at the end of the day, and we get to play the sport we love. And so when you're rooted in gratitude, everything just kind of has a deeper meaning. And so when you can sit in that, it's really, I don't know, it makes it even more special.
Can that be fostered? How do you minimize malcontents? How do you create that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a lot of open dialogue, open conversation. Again, I think conflict is good. I think that it's just how you go about it and how you handle it. I think there's a way we talk about on the national team, assume best intent. You have to assume that everybody is coming with the best of intentions, that whatever they're having or needing to talk about, it's for the betterment of the team. And so if you have those lenses and those things at the forefront, then you hope that everybody's kind of bought into the bigger whole.
Jordan Larson, how close is this group right now, the Huskers?
Yeah, I think we've done a lot of work in the off season, and obviously there's been a lot of distractions that could deter this group, but I think that we've done a really good job of front-loading a lot, having a lot of conversations, open dialogue. We do weekly check-ins of just, hey, temperature checks, how are we doing? What do we need to do better? And I don't know, we just have really good kids. I love being around them every day, and just awesome people. And I think the community sees that too. I think they just are constantly giving back, which is really cool to see.
That's Jordan Larson. We'll continue the Nebraska Volleyball Show with Bob and Lincoln. We come right back. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. And Dorothy Lynch, home style and light and lean dressing, endless flavorabilities. Dorothy Lynch, more Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
Like Husker football fans, Public Power is uniquely Nebraskan. We're the only state in the country served entirely by public power utilities. That means we work for you, our customer owners, so you have reliable, affordable electricity to power your homes and businesses. We were there when the first farms were electrified, and we'll be there to power the technology of the future. Public Power, powering our state, empowering Husker Nation.
Still using that old, outdated office phone system? You need better. At Hamilton, we offer solutions for the modern office. Whether you have an office full of staff or your employees work remotely and are on the go, seamless call handling is important. Elevate your communication and connect seamlessly with clients and staff with Hamilton Business Phone Systems. Choose better and hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Here in Nebraska, we love our teachers. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is teaming up with Husker Athletics to recognize teachers who help students live their best and healthiest lives. Visit huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today to tell us about your favorite Nebraska educator. Winning teachers get a school day visit from Herbie Husker and a VIP experience at the 2025 Husker Football Spring Game, thanks to their biggest fans at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. Head to huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today.
I got to see my brother get married.
I would have missed my dad's birthday.
Because I wore my seatbelt, I had the privilege of being part of his special day.
I got to go home and see my family again.
Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
I was able to go to my brother's graduation.
I wouldn't have adopted my first pet.
And then it clicked. My seatbelt saved my life. Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
When you're in the stands and have the ability to control your irrigation in the field, it's a game-changing moment. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Experience real-time, play-by-play action and control that keeps you ahead. Score big with irrigation technology from Valley. It's technology that improves your life and lets you be at the game and in the game. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Husker fans, this is Coach Cook thanking you for always supporting Husker volleyball. With your help, we've maintained a streak of consecutive sold-out regular season games that dates back to 2001. Thanks also for supporting your Husker student athletes through contributions to 1890 Nebraska, the official NIL collective of Husker Athletics. 100% of your contributions to 1890 go to Husker athletes. Visit 1890nebraska.com or text NEB-NIL to 801-801 today and join us as we continue to dream big.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Tune in to the 12th annual Team Jack Radiothon presented by the Home Agency on September 26 to raise funds for childhood brain cancer research. Childhood brain cancer is a devastating disease affecting 5,000 children each year. Current treatments are over 40 years old and leave children with lifelong deficits. Team Jack is working to change this. Become a champion for a cure for just $20 a month. Every dollar counts towards discovering new treatments and ultimately saving young lives. Visit teamjackfoundation.org to donate. Your contribution matters more than ever.
Live reports of polar bear on the loose. Man, is it cold enough for a polar bear in here?
Yes, we use SOS. Come on in.
SOS to the rescue! Nebraska defensive lineman Nash Hubbard here. People know me as the polar bear, and when I want to stay cool, I call SOS. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Mention the polar bear and get a free 10-year labor warranty on new York equipment. The best warranty you have.
Call 402-391-2336.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Show in absentia. John Cook tonight checking in via this fancy technology called text messaging. He's requested that Jordan and I give a shout out to the guys and women in the combines out there. It's harvest time. And so sun's dropping. They're out there working. Did you do a lot of farm work growing up in Hooper?
Probably. My dad probably wanted me to do more, but I would ride along the combine occasionally. Nice. Yes. I never got to the privilege of driving, but I got to ride along. So he was probably too scared to let me take hold.
Your dad was a farmer.
My dad is a farmer.
Wow.
Yeah. Still, I think I asked him if he was going to start this week. I think he's going to try to open some fields this week.
Let me guess, corn and soybeans.
Good guess.
How did I ever
How did you know?
No idea where that came from.
I know. He just got rid of his cattle, so yeah, we're downgrading just a little. Yeah.
All right. Downsizing.
Downsizing.
There you go. Bob in beautiful Lincoln, Nebraska. Bob, great to have you. You're on with Jordan Larson. This is the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Hi, gang. How you guys doing?
Great. You're a patient man. Thanks for hanging on.
Good. No problem. Hey, easy question, maybe. Kennedy Orr served her last serve on the final set, went down and came off the court for the rotation, and when the game was over, she went right into the locker room. She looked like she was in pain. Is there anything, and is she okay, and is there anything you know about it? I'll hang up and listen.
Thanks, Bob. So you saw correctly, and she went with the trainer, and we are still, making sure she's all good. I think she'll be just fine, and she'll be in practice tomorrow.
Nice. Make the trip to Louisville.
Yeah,
she's the depth.
She is
at center.
Yes, and just an amazing human, and
how so?
Just I don't know, one of the best teammates. Like just pumps everyone up, and just there to just make each other better every day. I mean, honestly, like on the B side, she goes real hard, so it's great.
How strong is the B side, and how important are they in making the A side better? How much do they frustrate the A side?
Oh, it's the best. Without them, like obviously we wouldn't be where we are obviously today and just all season, and they just do such a great job.
All right, Layla Blackwell, Taylor Landfair. How can we keep these fabulous players happy when they're not getting in all the time like they're accustomed to with their previous teams?
Yeah, I think it's just a lot of conversation, and obviously knowing that like when their number's called at any moment, which can be at any moment literally, and but they are just as much of an asset even though they're not seeing time right now. I think their time will come at some point during the season, and just being ready for that.
Well, that Wichita State match, they were unstoppable.
Yes.
In that, both of them. Carla from Grand Island. Is Jordan working the outside hitters high on working with them on hitting high hands instead of into the block? Carla's not happy with these attacks that sometimes go into the block. She's like, enough is enough. That's got to stop.
I know. Yeah, I mean, when we all want to kill every ball, that would be a dream, right? We're working on in system, out of system, all those things, and again, shot selection. It's harder than you think, and just learning. And now, obviously, Krause's a senior, Harper's now a sophomore, so people scout and people know, and so it's learning how to, hey, if my shot's taken, what do I have, and how can I get the ball to the floor?
It's all happening so fast. How can you attack a ball so that you intentionally tool the outside hand and get the point?
Yeah, it's keeping the ball in front of you. It's kind of how do you continue to have vision. I think it's... when you do that, you should be able to see the block and be able to find like what's going on. And sometimes you don't have an option. So we're teaching our players to recycle, we call it. So it's putting in the block and then be able to play it again if you don't have your swing.
you know firsthand what it's like to sacrifice and watch when you expect to play. It happened to you in Paris.
Totally.
And we've heard from everyone what an amazing teammate you were after you thought you were going to play the whole Olympic Games, and you watched a little bit more than you wanted to. How did you have that mindset after the career you had and the reputation? I mean, you were a captain. You were the MVP of the gold medal winning team in Tokyo in 2021, and here you're suddenly watching in Paris. How did you develop that mindset, and how can you share that with these talented players who aren't on the floor all the time?
Yeah, it's a hard process. Obviously, I think it's a lot of work outside the gym. I prep myself for any role, and I think when we're on the national team and every time I was in any part of a team, it was like, whatever my role is, am I going to be okay, and how can I continue to make the others around me better? And so, like you said, I thought I was going in. I was a starter along with Kelsey. I think we both thought that, and obviously we had Kat and Avery come off the bench and just light a fire, and it was exactly what our team needed. And I'm just so proud of both of them, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. And to be honest, it's like, I know how crucial it was to have people to do that in previous teams that I was a part of. Even though I was in the starting place, people that were able to buy into their roles, it really does make a difference. And even though you're not, quote unquote, getting the attention or whatever, putting the kill down, for me, those positions are just as valuable. And because you can provide information, you can provide an insight, you can give a spark off the bench, like you can turn a game. And you just never know when that opportunity comes. So it's being able to prepare yourself mentally and physically to do that.
Catherine Plummer, Avery Skinner, Jordan Larson, Kelsey Robinson, all outsides on the silver medal winning American team in the recently concluded Paris Olympics. Final thoughts at your Nebraska Volleyball Show when we come right back.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with unleaded 88, how about this? Unleaded 88
can help you save big at the pump
and save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved to use unleaded 88. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose unleaded 88, there you have them. Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseunleaded88.com to learn more.
Here in Nebraska, we love our teachers. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is teaming up with Husker Athletics to recognize teachers who help students live their best and healthiest lives. Visit huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today to tell us about your favorite Nebraska educator. Winning teachers get a school day visit from Herbie Husker and a VIP experience at the 2025 Husker football spring game, thanks to their biggest fans at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. Head to huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today.
Like Husker football fans, public power is uniquely Nebraskan. We're the only state in the country served entirely by public power utilities. That means we work for you, our customer owners, so you have reliable, affordable electricity to power your homes and businesses. We were there when the first farms were electrified, and we'll be there to power the technology of the future. Public power, powering our state, empowering Husker Nation.
For almost 50 years, Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont has been more than just a dealership. We're a family dedicated to serving yours. Shop Nebraska's #1 volume Buick GMC dealer for the new car, truck, or SUV to fit your needs. We're also your GMC Business Elite dealer for commercial vehicles. Visit us at SidDillonBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
Because my mom wore her seatbelt that day, I get to hug her when I go home.
And then it clicked. Because I wore my seatbelt, I learned that one moment in time can change a person's life forever.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The day we were hit was the second to last day of our high school careers.
We were about to graduate as best friends together.
And then it clicked. Because we wore our seatbelt that day, we still get to experience life together.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with unleaded 88, how about this? Unleaded 88
can help you save big at the pump
and save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved to use unleaded 88. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose unleaded 88, there you have them. Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseunleaded88.com to learn more.
Welcome back. Final thoughts, your Nebraska volleyball show. Stay right there. Second hour. We have Greg. We have the whole. Everyone's going to be with us for the second hour for Sports Nightly. Stay right there. It's going to be fun. Sports Nightly listeners, Jessica's going to be here. All right, awesome. Sports Nightly listeners, a reminder that with every block on the court this season, Union Bank and Trust is proud to sponsor Blocking Out Hunger, benefiting the Food Bank of Lincoln, Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC. And Husker Extra is the best website and mobile app for everything Husker sports. From the experts at the Omaha World Herald and Lincoln Journal-Star, go to huskerextra.com or search your app store today. All right, Jordan Larson, team travels Saturday morning for the Sunday morning match against Louisville. We got a peek of them when they played after Nebraska in the AVCA First Serve Showcase. They run a two-setter offense. They're number 4 in the country. Nebraska's number 5. The winner almost certainly vaults to number 2, right behind Pittsburgh. Is Nebraska currently playing its best volleyball of the season?
I would say, yeah. I think we are playing pretty well, and but I think, you know, the road game is different. It's a different environment, and so how quickly can we adjust and just get back to what makes us good? And I'm really excited to go to Louisville. Obviously, a well-coached team and a lot of great athletes across the net. You
played with their head coach.
Yeah, Danny.
You guys played 06. Yeah. That was a good year.
It was a good year. Yeah, we go way back.
And are you surprised at all with all of her success?
No, she's obviously very knowledgeable of the game and just very well-rounded. And I think obviously her and Dan have been working together for many years, and so I think their relationship also is huge.
In 06, who are the leaders on that national championship team?
Her being one of them. I mean, what she did, you know, switching positions, I mean, without her doing that, like that takes a pretty incredible athlete, first and foremost, to be able to do that, and teammate to be able to sacrifice that. And then, yeah, goodness, I would say even Danny Mancuso, too. I think that, you know, she was kind of an unsung hero at times, and yeah, she was awesome teammate as well.
Does it feel a little bit like your era with Andy Jackson, a middle, being featured in your offense?
Yeah, she's awesome. I mean, sometimes she hits and I'm like, wow. It's really cool to see.
You got to have a great setter, though, because the geometry's tricky, set in the middle.
Totally, it is. And I think Bergen's done a great job of finding her, and I think they work well together. And obviously our ability to pass, too. I mean, our passing numbers are amazing, and we just have a lot of great people that can contribute.
Does it feel a little bit like the pro game in the extent to which you'll do anything to set Andy and Rebecca in the middle?
Yes, exactly. It's like kind of like, if there's 2 blockers, just keep setting. Just keep
STM.
going at. We got this. So it's kind of reminds me of Feluca a lot of times. Like sometimes we'd pass and Feluca would be 2 blockers, and she'd just be like, you know what, I'm just going to go over you. So it's fine. So
Jordan Larson, do you like coaching almost as much as playing? Or
yeah,
really?
I've really found joy in it, and I think just watching them get better every day just really fills my heart.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, it's great. Always great spending time with you.
That's Jordan Larson, the great Jordan Larson with us, 4-time Olympian plus a national champion. And stay right there. Jessica's in the house. She'll bring you Sports Nightly. Your Huskers breakfast, brunch with the Big Red, 10:30 a.m. on Sunday, 11:30 first serve against Louisville. 2 top 5 teams. Should be fun. Danny Bus Boom Kelly will be in the house until Sunday morning. Good night, Nebraska.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Live reports of polar bear on the loose.
Man, is it cold enough for a polar bear in here?
Yes, we use SOS. Come on in.
SOS to the rescue!
Nebraska defensive lineman Nat Sharpe here. People know me as the polar bear, and when I want to stay cool, I call SOS. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Mention the polar bear and get a free 10-year labor warranty on new York equipment. The best warranty you can.
Call
391-2336.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health, and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
In today's digital landscape, the security of your business is non-negotiable. That's why you need better cybersecurity solutions. At Hamilton, we make it our business to protect your network, data, and digital assets with the latest in cybersecurity technology. Our dedicated team of experts has the technology in place to protect what matters most to you and your business. Stay ahead of cyber threats with better cybersecurity protection. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
Good evening, I'm Camden Cohn, and our Sports Ticker is brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Both Nebraska men's and women's basketball learned when their Big Ten Conference games would take place today. The men's conference schedule is highlighted by opening games at Michigan State on December 7th and home against Indiana on December 13th. The women will start conference play at home against Minnesota on December 8th. On December 29th, the Huskers will travel to California to take on UCLA, then play USC on January 1st. Nebraska will then return home to play Penn State on the 5th and Michigan State on the 8th. For the full schedule and more information for both squads, head to Huskers.com. Nebraska soccer is on the road at Michigan State today. The Spartans lead 4-1 with just a few minutes left. Our Sports Ticker is brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Call a timeout. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is there. Call, text, or chat 988. It's free, confidential, and staffed with trained counselors ready to listen and provide support. Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
One wide out to the near side. Emmett's the back. Snap back to Raiola. Looking, holding, throws over the middle, down the middle, pass caught. That's going to be a Nebraska touchdown. Isaiah Nair finds the end zone on a pass over the middle. 13-3 Big Red. Tight formation, turn. Toss it off to a little end around by Barney. He's at the 10-5. Touchdown, Nebraska. Ja'Cory Barney slips in there, taking the pitch on the end around from 10 yards out. Nebraska stretches the lead to 20-3. Motion toward the line of scrimmage. Make the handoff, roll the pocket to the near side. Looking downfield as a man open downfield, but shoots it too high, and it's picked off. Intercepted Malcolm Hartzog. 10 up to the 14-yard line is Malcolm Hartzog now to the 19 as he goes and start the mashed potatoes dance. Huskers get a pick.
Marathon rally early in the 5th. Set behind Barrett. Oh, the dig goes sideways. Boy, Nebraska. Barrett face. Visibly fatigued. Leaps in the air. Gives it her all. And the dig gets shanked to the right. It's 5-1 Big Red in the 5th.
Now, here is your host, Jessica Coody, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Hi, everybody, and welcome into Sports Nightly and our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Final hour of the week for us, as we will be on the air tomorrow night for Husker football, a Friday night top 25 matchup for the Big Ten opener against Illinois. Coming up here in this hour, we are going to have our Choices Treatment Center picks, so that's always fun. And the Big Ten Blitz. Greg Sharpe going to take us around the league as we get set for another weekend of college football. But I do need to open up the show tonight with an announcement that I do not want to have to make. But as our listeners know, Greg has been so courageously battling cancer and has fought so hard to be here with us every week of the football season so far. But unfortunately, he's going to have to miss tomorrow night's broadcast because of a procedure he's had scheduled for tomorrow to help out with his treatment. So just as Greg is done, he's going to continue to do everything he can to be back on the air as soon as he can, and he hopes to be back with us here on Sports Nightly next week, and hopefully for the first Big Ten road trip next week against Purdue. You might have heard him mention that we've had some guys on standby for the past few weeks who so kindly did not hesitate to be there for Greg and be on standby if there was anything that Greg might have needed. And thankfully, I know that they would echo the sentiment too, but thankfully Greg has not needed them. But guys like Kevin Kugler and Jeff Culhane have been there on standby for the past couple of weeks. And tomorrow night, it's another name that you're probably familiar with. A lot of you are familiar with. Bill Dolman will step in to help us out and be on the call for the game. Greg has battled this cancer like an absolute warrior. He's had such a positive outlook, and it has been so inspiring. I'm so thankful, to be a teammate, to be able to see how he's fought so hard and how he's been so positive about it. And so I know he's going to continue to fight. And while he's, I know he's disappointed that he won't be able to call this game tomorrow night. He'll continue to fight to be back behind that mic as soon as he can. So please continue to keep him in your thoughts and prayers. I know he can feel them. I know it means the world to him and to us here at the Huskers Radio Network too. So keep that support coming. I know it means the world to him. But now, even though he can't be with us here tonight for the picks, he insisted that we continue on, even though he was not the winner of last week's picks. And Greg, I know if you're listening, you'll appreciate that dig. But anyways, we've got to continue on. He's passed along the picks to me and the standings and how everybody did last week. So I'm going to do my best to navigate us through our picks segment as well as I can. And again, Greg will be here in just a little bit to take us through the Big Ten Blitz. So keep it here on Sports Nightly. We've got more to come.
Out here, we raise stronger people, stronger crops, and we proudly raise our flag to that. Let the weather, pests, and pressures try to beat us down. We only keep growing up. With the next-gen genetics, the pure acre-for-acre know-how of these soils, and a deep pride of our roots, we're born to raise at Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Now get 1.9% financing on a brand new 2024 F-150 or Super Duty, only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Husker fans, visit a participating AGCO dealer now until November 1st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets and pregame hospitality passes to the Nebraska versus Wisconsin football game on November 23rd in Lincoln. See your True Turf and Ag locations in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter for your chance to win this season.
When you switch and save with Progressive, you can use that money towards going to see your favorite team in the playoffs. Progressive cannot guarantee that you can go see your favorite team in the playoffs. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds on average, but we cannot guarantee that your favorite team will make the playoffs or even finish with a winning record. They could easily lose more than half their games and finish in the cellar because they stink badly and haven't made the playoffs in years. Savings? Very possible. Playoffs? Highly doubtful. Switch and see if you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates, not available in all states. We cannot be held liable for your favorite team's terrible and frankly embarrassing performances now or ever.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
I got to see my brother get married.
I would have missed my dad's birthday.
Because I wore my seatbelt, I had the privilege of being part of his special day.
I got to go home and see my family again.
Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
I was able to go to my brother's graduation.
I wouldn't have adopted my first pet.
And then it clicked. My seatbelt saved my life. Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with unleaded 88, how about this? Unleaded 88
can help you save big at the pump.
And save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved to use unleaded 88. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose unleaded 88, there you have them. Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseunleaded88.com to learn more.
Live reports of polar bear on the loose. Ma'am, is it cold enough for a polar bear in here?
Yes, we use SOS. Come on in.
SOS to the rescue! Nebraska defensive lineman Nash Hutmaker here. People know me as the polar bear, and when I want to stay cool, I call SOS. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Mention the polar bear and get a free 10-year labor warranty on New York equipment. The best warranty in town.
Call 402-391-2336.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
IT issues wreaking havoc on your day? It's time to hire the experts. It's time to hire Hamilton. When it comes to your business, you don't have time to worry about network security, data backup, and protection, or support when devices slow down or stop working. At Hamilton, we ensure that your technology is up to speed and works as hard as you do. Don't let IT issues slow you down. You deserve better. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advanced agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody. Greg Sharpe has the night off tonight. We will hear from him coming up here in just a little bit with the Big Ten Blitz. But I don't know. I'm going to try my best because it is that time of the week and our fearless leader off tonight. So I'm going to try to navigate this. There's no way I can do it as well as he does, but it's time for our Choices Treatment Center picks. And so I'm going to try to navigate this thing. So we welcome in Searles. Josh is back there on the mic too. So yeah, we have, let's revisit, first of all, let's revisit last week and picks from last week. And so let's start, Bama at Wisconsin. That was an absolute shellacking, Searles.
Down. We all kind of knew that was going to happen, and then watching their quarterback get hurt on the first series of the drive, you knew the wheels were going to come off. They battled in there for a little bit, but Jaden Milroe, that Alabama team, they look very polished. That offense is fun to watch. It's different not seeing Nick Saban out there. But I'll tell you this, that Bama team, that Bama-Georgia game, that's going to be something to watch.
So we all picked Bama. We all got a point there. Another shellacking. Notre Dame at Purdue, 66-7. Notre Dame takes care of business. We all picked Notre Dame. Josh, were you surprised by that one?
I wasn't super surprised. I didn't think it was going to be that bad, but I figured that Notre Dame would win comfortably. Maybe not by that point spread, but I thought it was going to be a comfortable win.
I'll say this, though. Riley Leonard still not throwing the ball very well. You know, he's running the ball good. He's moving around a lot, but he's yet to just kind of air that thing out there for Notre Dame. And if they can get him going in the passing game a little bit more, that Jeremiah kid, their back, is really fun to watch.
Another game we all picked Oregon to take care of business over Oregon State. They did, 49-14. Here's where we started to get split a little bit. Washington State at Washington, and Washington State holds on to win it 24-19. They had a goal line stand at the end of the game. Greg and the students actually got that one right. Josh V. Searles, we were all wrong. We all picked Washington, Searles.
I don't know about this team. This Washington team is befuddling. You look at them and you're like, why are you bad? Like, you poke them, like, do something, right? Do something. And then you look at the Wazoo team on the other hand, and there was so much uncertainty. Yeah, you know, they beat the crap out of a Tech team or Tech. I mean, it's just, now that they're not the Pac-12 anymore, there's like no judgment bar of like, how do I judge against them anymore? Now you've got Boise State, CSU, all these other like random misfit toys going into the Pac-12. It's just so curious. But, yeah, Washington doesn't get it done, and I really thought they were going to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you went back to your Indiana picking ways, and you got it right. Indiana at UCLA, and they also dominated out there in LA, 42-13 to final there. Greg was swimming up a stream on that one. He was the only one that picked UCLA, and Indiana looked impressive in that one.
UCLA is not a good football team right now. They're just not. They have holes all over that team. They're not blocking well up front. They're turning the ball over. They're getting gashed in the run game. They've got some serious things and some soul searching to do as a football team to look into before they head into the teeth of Big Ten play, because there's much better teams on their schedule than Indiana. No offense, Indiana. But, no, I'm just happy, Tom Allen's smiling somewhere.
Okay, Maryland at Virginia. Maryland wins that one 27-13. I was the only one that picked Maryland, so I got a point there, and I needed it because I had a bad pick coming up here in just a minute. But Arizona at Kansas State, we all picked Kansas State. They're looking pretty impressive, Josh.
Yeah, no, we'll have a game this week where we talk about them too. I feel like there's a lot to like about K-State. They're a strong team, a good contender to win the Big 12.
Okay, another one we all picked on, and it was closer, I think, than we probably expected, but LSU ends up knocking off South Carolina. But South Carolina, pretty much, they led almost the whole game.
That was a great game.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, that was a really fun game to watch. It was back and forth, explosive runs, explosive plays, turnovers. I mean, it was entertaining as all get out. LSU, though, still just finds a way to squeak it out there. But I think if the Gamecocks quarterback doesn't get hurt, they probably win that game. They had control, and then he gets dinged, and the backup quarterback came in, and they didn't trust him to throw it, so they're running a bunch of draws and screens and bubbles and all those things. I think if that quarterback could have stayed in, they would have pulled off the upset, but what a fun game.
UCF at TCU, another close win, 35-34 the final. UCF scores in 36 seconds on the clock, scores a touchdown to go ahead. Josh and Searles both got that one right. Greg, me and the students picked wrong. We had TCU in that one.
Another one that could have went wrong at any second.
Yep.
I mean, that was, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good on some of those picks. I mean, that game, I checked the score in the fourth quarter. I was like, oh, I'm toast.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have an old client that played for UCF, and I watched him post something about Knights win, and I was like, what did I miss? How the hell did this happen? And then you go back and look at it, and you're like, yeah, it's kind of a classic Big 12 game there. That checks out.
So here's what what a terrible pick by me. Texas A&M at Florida, and A&M ends up winning 33-20. Me and the students both had the Gators, and me and the students were both wrong. If Florida would have started that freshman quarterback, I like their chances a little bit better, but it's just in shambles. You said it, Josh, last week. I had to pick first, I think. Had I picked last, I might have changed my mind, but I picked first, and I picked wrong.
Yep.
So unfortunate for you, Jess. I feel so bad for you.
Okay.
I'm so sad for you and your Billy Napier pick.
Hey, we'll wait until the final standings here. Okay,
Just
so
saying.
The Husker question was, will Nebraska, we have a Husker that rushes for over 100 yards, and Greg, Searles, Josh all said yes. The students and me both said no. And Nebraska only with 142 total rushing yards. Dante Dowdell had 55. Emmett Johnson had 50. So no was the correct answer on that one. You guys did not get points on that one. But, as Coach Rule said, the long drives by the UNI offense didn't really allow for them to run the football as much.
Yeah, and that was probably, the one glaring weak point of last week's game, in my opinion, is we didn't create third and longs. We didn't get off the field on third down. And it's been addressed, and I promise you that Brett Bielema watched that tape, and he's going to test us just like you and I did to see if we got those issues fixed, because that's the kind of game that Brett Bielema's going to want to play. Unfortunately for me, I really thought we were going to have 250 yards rushing. And I was at the game, and I kept looking at the rushing going, I'm toast. Right? Just looking at it, I was like, there's no way we're going to get there. We just ran out of time. But, no, Huskers get the win. I'll take another L on the chin there, but it's okay. We're still in this thing. We clawed our way back this week.
Okay, so the final records for the week. We all go 8-3, except for Greg. Greg goes 7-4, and he would not expect anything less. If one of us weren't here, he'd let us know about it. So Greg actually brings up the rear last week.
Loser.
What?
I said loser, Greg.
So here are the standings. The students still in the lead, 25-8 overall, which is surprising. But hey, they're doing a good job. They were not very good last year, so they have picked things up this season. I'm in second, 24-9. Greg's still in third, 22-11. Josh coming in at 20-13, and Searles, you are still bringing up the rear at 19-14.
Hey, I'm 1 game behind. I was 5 game behind last week. I don't want to hear it. We're coming back. Everyone loves a comeback story. And we can't let the students win.
No.
That's just an unacceptable thing. We can't let them win. We'll do whatever we have to in our power. Change their picks or something.
Henry is picking for them this week, so we'll see how they go. Again, our Big Ten picks brought to you by Choices Treatment Center. If you or someone you know is struggling with problem gambling, free treatment is available in Nebraska. Call Choices 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300 for more information. Offices in Lincoln and Columbus. All right, let's get to this week's picks, and we start with the big one, 2:30 on CBS, USC at Michigan. Searles, we'll let you pick first.
Of course, we'll let me pick first. This game is going to be really, really interesting because this is going to be the first really physical defense, that I think USC will have faced. LSU, watching them the last few weeks, I don't think their defense is that physical like I thought it was going to be. Michigan's defense comes to play now. They've got boys and they want to hit. The problem is with Michigan, they got a quarterback that loves to turn the ball over. He got benched last week. They put the other kid in who's more of an athlete than a quarterback. I'm not certain they're going to be able to score points because USC's defense has looked really solid through the first 3 weeks here. Give me the Trojans. Fight on.
I agree with what you said there. I think it will end up being a defensive battle. I think Michigan will slow down USC's offense, but I just don't see how Michigan's going to score more than, 10 points. I think USC can get to that number. I think that the Trojans will win here.
I've also got USC and make it a clean sweep. Greg and the students both go USC.
How much a year changes, my friends?
Well,
how much a year changes of Michigan? All of us are like, oh, I don't know. And last year was like, are they going to win by 40 or 50?
All right, Josh, we'll come to you first here. Rutgers at Virginia Tech. This is pretty close. What, Virginia Tech favored by 3.5, I believe, the last time I checked.
Right. Yeah, close spread. And here's my take on this game. I don't know a whole lot about Rutgers or Virginia Tech this year. I've only watched minimal amounts of both. But it feels like Rutgers finds ways to win games with tight spreads like this one in previous years, the last couple, but no data to back that up, just what it feels like to me. So with that information, I'm going Rutgers here.
All right, I've got Rutgers. Greg's got Rutgers. Students go Virginia Tech. Searles, what do you got?
I'm going to go with Rutgers here too, and mostly just because neither one of these quarterbacks can throw the football. Calvin McManus, not great throwing the football. He's a really good dual threat with his legs. I think he's going to be kind of the X factor here with the quarterback run game. It's going to be a ground and pound type of game back and forth, but I do think Rutgers gets the dub.
All right, Northwestern at Washington. Washington really broke our hearts last week, but I'm going to stick with them. I think they beat Northwestern. Greg is on Washington. Students also on Washington. Searles?
I got to go Washington here too, and I'm probably going to lose because Northwestern always finds a way to win whenever I pick against them. So they'll probably find a way to win here. But again, Northwestern's just not super talented. They're disciplined, they're sound, they play football not to beat themselves. But when you look roster to roster of Washington versus Northwestern, they should really be able to handle this Northwestern team on offense and defense. But again, it's Northwestern, so who knows?
Right, and that's what I think. Husky Stadium's a tough place to play, so that's part of why I'm going to pick Washington too. But I really don't know why Washington is favored by so much. I think Northwestern will cover that spread, but I think the Huskies win.
Okay, so the Saturday night primetime game on NBC is Minnesota at Iowa. Iowa just a slight favorite over Minnesota, and Searles, look at you. You get to pick this one first.
Well, first of all, we all lose for the fact of having to watch this game in primetime. Like, wow, can we ask for a worse game to sit down and finish our day with? I mean, just two terrible offenses and a couple of defenses that are super stout. The only reason I'm giving this game to Iowa is because it's in Kinnick. Like, that's it. That's the only reason. I mean, both these teams do not look super impressive on offense, and you give it over to in Kinnick, night game. It's going to be loud, rowdy, and crazy. It's going to be boring. It's going to be a ground and pound. 1st to 10 probably wins this game, so I'm going to go with Iowa.
I'm going with you, Searles. I have the Hawkeyes too. Even though Minnesota has pitched 2 straight shutouts, and Iowa's offense
against the sisterhood of the blind, deaf, and dumb.
Right, exactly. But Iowa's offense has been putrid, not much better than those other schools. But still trusting the Hawkeyes a little bit more. We'll see if there's another controversial fair catch call or not here in this game.
Man, I'm going to make it another clean sweep, unfortunately.
Oh, come on. You know you want to row the boat.
I really do, but I'm not going to. Unfortunately, not on this one. I'm not going to row the boat with this one. Okay, up next, Michigan State at Boston College. Josh, I believe you're up first on this one.
Yeah, I think that Boston College, in theory, is ripe for an upset here after a hard-fought loss against Missouri. It just feels like that sort of things. But I like Castellanos, the Boston College quarterback, a lot. I think he has a big game for him, and the Eagles win.
I think I'm going to go against you guys this week. I'm going to go with Michigan State. They've got something rolling. I don't know. So they got some confidence. So I'm going to go with Michigan State. Greg's got Boston College. Students got Boston College. So, Searles,
Jess, I'm with you. You said you guys. I didn't even get a chance to pick yet.
Well,
I'm with you. I'm with the Spartans. That Childs kid and the Nick Marsh connection up there has been really good. I have a lot of respect for that coach coming up from Oregon State and what he did at that program. They've got a little bit of magic going over there. Give me the Spartans.
All right, we're split there on that one. Up next, the battle of the 7th-year quarterbacks. Utah at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State just a slight favorite. I think I'm going to go with the Pokes. I'm just going to keep rolling with them until they make me choose somebody else. But Greg's also in Oklahoma State. The students have Utah, Searles.
I can't. Cam Rising's 100 years old. I can't go with the 100-year-old quarterback. I'll go with the Pokes, too, here. And I picked against them with the Arkansas one. It came back to bite me. So if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, the thing about this game that makes me pause, I feel like I should be all in on Oklahoma State here, but they haven't really been able to get a ground game going, and they have a great running back with Gordon. But I think that maybe they get a little bit more of their whole offense going in this one. I'll take Oklahoma State, too.
All right, here we go. Tennessee at Oklahoma. Lots of drama and history surrounding this one. Josh Heupel going back to Norman. This is the primetime game on ABC, 6:30 on ABC. Searles, it's back to you to pick first. Tennessee a touchdown favorite the last I checked, which is, I think, the most that Oklahoma's been a dog at home.
That's crazy that they're that big of a mean. I was looking at this going to be more like a 2.5, maybe even a 3-point spread, mostly just kind of a pick 'em, but Vegas knows something we don't. Oklahoma has been impressive. Tennessee has been impressive. But I think Tennessee is on a warpath to try and make a statement that they could be a top dog in the SEC this year. They're going to try and welcome Oklahoma to the SEC in a very physical way. Give me the Vols.
Yeah, obviously Oklahoma's a tough place to play. You're not just going to waltz in there. But I think this has the potential to be a shootout. Don't really know how good these defenses are. We were talking a little bit before we went on, Jess, about that. But I do think that Tennessee, their offense will just be a little bit too much in this one. I'll take the Vols.
All right, I'm going to go against you guys.
Of course you are.
I mean,
of course you are. You may wear
first
red, but you
SEC
bleed crimson.
game, I'm going to go with OU. Greg is with you guys. He goes Tennessee. Students go OU. So we are split on that one. Up next, Kansas State at BYU. This is a late one, 9:30. Kansas State nearly a touchdown favorite here. Josh, you're up first on this one.
Yeah, tempted to pick the upset here too. BYU, I feel like in these late games, they're usually pretty lights out, especially it's in Provo, so they're great at home, great environment there. But, man, we talked about it earlier reviewing last week's picks. K-State has just looked solid. I like Chris Kleiman as a coach in these close games, so I think they're going to pull out the win.
All right, I'm with you. I got K-State, too. They have been really impressive here to start the season. I know Searles is a big fan of their quarterback. Greg is also on K-State. Students also on K-State. Searles, you make it into sweep?
Yeah, clean sweep here, and I think this is Kleiman's last year in purple, my friends. He's going to be up for big-time jobs coming up here in the next year.
Okay, Kansas at West Virginia. West Virginia is a slight favorite at home. I thought this one was the toughest one to pick for me when I was diving in and researching this one. I think I'm going to roll with the home team here, despite being a big fan of the Kansas quarterback, Jalen Daniels. I think I'm going to give it to West. That place is crazy. Morgantown is crazy. So I think I'm going to give it to West Virginia. There's just not something right about Kansas so far this season. So I'll give it to West Virginia. Greg's got Kansas. Students are also on Kansas. Searles.
I'm with Kansas here, too, mostly because West Virginia's 103rd in the nation in scoring defense. And if Kansas can keep the ball and not turn it over, they can score pretty quickly with that quarterback. I think they're coming from a big bounce back from the loss last week. They're going to go in. They're going to want another statement game. I like Kansas in a shootout here.
Yeah, I'm going to leave you on an island here, Jess. I'm going to go with Kansas. Bounce back for the Jayhawks. I think they're a good team. Like, they've had some tough games, but I think they go on the road and win this one.
I will swim upstream on this one. Okay, so last game pick, Arkansas at Auburn. And Searles is the big Woo Pig Suey fan around here, so you can pick first.
Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm going with War Eagle, baby.
Really?
War damn Eagle.
Okay.
I'm going to go I'm still on the Woo Pig Suey train. I'll go with Arkansas. Both teams lost the lone games they played so far against Power 5 teams. But so this is just a gut feeling going with the Razorbacks.
I have no idea. I feel like Arkansas just has been so up and down. I don't know what team they are. So Greg's got Arkansas. Students got Auburn. I think I'm going to go with the home team, Auburn, in this one. I don't know why. I have no rhyme or reason as to why. I'm just going to go with Auburn. Okay, so the Husker question for this week. Nebraska holds Illinois below 14 points. And Greg gave me his answer already. He says yes. He's going to the Black Shirts, keeping them under 14 points. Searles, you want to go next?
I would love to take that bet, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think this is going to be a ground and pound game. I actually think it's going to be a little bit more high scoring than people think. I think that it's going to be more of the 28 to 21, 31 to 24 type of game, but I think Illinois is going to score probably 2 or 3 touchdowns in this game.
Yeah, I think it could be pretty close to that line. I just, man, it's the first Big Ten game for Nebraska. I have to lean toward it going over that 14 mark, but man, I would definitely not be shocked if the Huskers hold them under that, and if they do, that's pretty much almost guaranteeing a win in my book.
I forgot to send the students a question. Of course, I'm not as good at this as Greg, but so I don't know their answer. I'm with you guys. Look, what if it's just 14? I wouldn't be surprised if it's just 14. But I think maybe a touchdown and a few field goals. So I'm going with you guys. I say no. So right now, Greg's by himself there on that one. He says yes. So there you go. Fun week.
Yeah, there's some good games this week. We're finally getting into conference play here. Don't forget, I won't be here next week. I will text my picks in. Don't you worry. I will text my picks in, but I will be deep in the mountains chasing bull elk. So
you feeling pretty good about putting together another good solid week here?
I do. I feel like I'm on the comeback train. I really do. I mean, we don't have a ton of mismatches here, but I like the ones where you're on the island. Those ones excite me.
We will see. I've been pretty good so far on the island. So,
You have.
All right, public power is uniquely Nebraskan. We are the only state served entirely by public power utilities. We work for you, providing reliable, affordable electricity to power your lives. Public power, powering our state, empowering Husker Nation. All right, coming up next, we got the Big Ten Blitz here on Sports Nightly.
Woodhouse has been your premier destination for your automotive needs since 1975. Whether you're looking to purchase a new vehicle, sell your current one, or looking to service, our team ensures a convenient and seamless transaction from start to finish. Explore our wide selection of top brands and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with our team's dedication and decades of trusted service. Get started online at woodhouse.com and experience the Woodhouse difference today.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Husker fans, visit a participating AGCO dealer now until November 1st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets and pregame hospitality passes to the Nebraska versus Wisconsin football game on November 23rd in Lincoln. See your True Turf and Ag locations in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter for your chance to win this season.
Life doesn't come with guarantees. But working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Now get 1.9% financing on a brand new 2024 F-150 or Super Duty, only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. You know, I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. You know, basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Live reports of polar bear on the loose. Man, is it cold enough for a polar bear in here?
Yes, we use SOS. Come on in.
SOS to the rescue! Nebraska defensive lineman Nash Hubbard here. People know me as the polar bear, and when I want to stay cool, I call SOS. The techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Mention the polar bear and get a free 10-year labor warranty on new York equipment. The best warranty you can.
Call 402-391-2336.
Tune in to the 12th annual Team Jack Radiothon presented by the Home Agency on September 26 to raise funds for childhood brain cancer research. Childhood brain cancer is a devastating disease affecting 5,000 children each year. Current treatments are over 40 years old and leave children with lifelong deficits. Team Jack is working to change this. Become a champion for a cure for just $20 a month. Every dollar counts towards discovering new treatments and ultimately saving young lives. Visit teamjackfoundation.org to donate. Your contribution matters more than ever.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Welcome back. Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Akrs. They're the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Big weekend coming up for college football within the Big Ten. Time for us to take a little trip around the league. We call it The Big Ten Blitz, brought to you by Groundworks.
This is the Big Ten Blitz. Rutgers.
And here to talk about the Scarlet Knights, Bobby Darin of ScarletNation.com. As Rutgers off to a 2-0 start, had a bye week last week, Bobby. What did Coach Schiano want to get accomplished in the bye week, and what do you think he got done?
Well, even though it was an early bye week, there was a bunch of injuries that built up through training camp, so it really came as an opportune time to get some guys healthy. They went through a bit of a rash of injuries there towards the end of camp, and opening up with Howard and Akron, it allowed them to rest some guys. So I think the team is going to be at the fullest strength it's been, this summer and into the month of September, going into this game, which really bodes well for them because, 2 games into the season, they're healthier than they probably were before the season.
Well, this is a fun matchup for me. I think this is a really good one at Virginia Tech on Saturday. Give me some points of emphasis from the Rutgers standpoint and what they'll need to do to win on the road.
Well, they're going to have to be able to run the football, and they've proven that they can do that time and again with Kyle Monungai, and that was kind of the formula for last year's win over Virginia Tech at Rutgers. Now, that was just at the beginning of the season, so you were just starting to see the emergence of Kyron Drones. Virginia Tech was a different team by the end of the season, but Rutgers basically relied on its run and its defense, and it just outlasted Virginia Tech, and through the fourth quarter, just kind of ground and pound. And I think it's going to be a similar formula this year, control the trenches, and try to run the football, and kind of contain Drones. He's a dangerous quarterback, so Greg Schiano's very aware of that. In the past, during his first stint at Rutgers, he struggled defending quarterbacks like that. It's kind of changed up the defense this time around. There's 2 linebackers, plays 3 safeties in the starting lineup. So they're really concerned about him. So really containing him and establishing the ground game are the 2 major keys. And if you look at the end of the game, how each of those components fare, I think you'll see the winner of the game based on those 2 factors.
Bobby, speaking of quarterback play, how has Kaliakmanis integrated in the system? Has he become a leader of this team? What's your gauge on that?
Yeah, he came in and he's actually named team captain, and he took over for Gavin Wimsatt, who was also a team captain, very well liked. But Ethan kind of just came in and didn't try to do too much. He said numerous times, I was just myself, and the guys have taken to him, and so far so good with the passing game, which was, had nowhere to go but up. It was abysmal last season. So we've seen a better product through the first 2 games. But, they played a group of 5 school who was 2-10 last year and an FCS program. So we really won't know how far this passing game has come until, a couple weeks into Power 4 play, starting with this Virginia Tech game. So I think you're really going to see if that cohesiveness translates into results on the field, because as you know, Rutgers has been starved for a passing game for quite some time.
Oh, this should be a good one. Rutgers at Virginia Tech, 2:30 Central on the ACC Network. Bobby Darin of ScarletNation.com. Bobby, as always, we appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thanks for having me.
Michigan.
Here to talk about the Wolverines, Angelique Shingados of the Detroit News. Michigan coming off of a 10-point win over Arkansas State, 28-18. And the story all week, Angelique, has been about a change at quarterback. What's the latest for the Wolverines?
Yeah, Sharon Moore came in Monday, and everybody was a little scratching their head afterwards, like, why would you announce the new starter and give USC a chance to prepare? But it's Alex Orji. They started Davis Warren the first 3 games. He had 6 picks in those games and 3 last week against Arkansas State, and they just felt it was time to go with Orji, who did play about a little over a quarter last week. And, he's a run-first guy. He's not known for his arm, so it's going to be really interesting to see where this goes. But I think the general feeling was that the players needed to know this early on and kind of get their enthusiasm going, because I think that they were the team was feeling pretty down even after the win on Saturday.
Yeah, the way that game kind of ended, the momentum was really with Arkansas State at the end of that game. Okay, this week, big challenge. Here comes SC. They look to be much improved. Their offense maybe isn't on par with Texas, but it may not be far off. How about defending USC? What will be the keys for Michigan?
Yeah, I mean, this is a Michigan team under Wink Martindale that is, as he said in camp, he was going to be more aggressive than Jesse Minter, the defensive coordinator the last 2 years, and people have seen that. I mean, they're definitely blitzing pretty much, 50% of the time this season versus about 25% last season. And, it's exposing some of those guys in the back end, and that could be problematic against USC. So they haven't had the pressure up front like they thought. They're not generating sacks like they thought. They've had a couple picks this year, but by no means is this the 2023 defense. And there are key pieces still in the tackles, and Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant, and certainly the cornerback in Will Johnson. But it's the improvement has to come very quickly, and they've got to be ready because USC, I think, could pick them apart.
Gotta imagine there'll be some nervous Wolverine fans walking into that stadium on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think talking to a couple of friends of mine who were flying in for the game, they were waiting to buy tickets, and after that Texas loss, he was telling me that the tickets really dropped for USC. So, I think that Michigan fans, like most fans, can be fickle, and when they see their team lose and looking like they have been and struggling in these first three games, it's going to be really interesting to see what the fan turnout is on Saturday. But I think that people are starting to wonder, can this team turn things around and make it a respectable, 9-win, 10-win season like a lot of people thought. And I know you and I talked. I thought it'd be an 8-win season, and you look at the schedule, and now you're kind of wondering, well, I mean, which ones are they going to win? You can't say for sure now, and you certainly can't say it for Saturday's game.
Two of college football's blue bloods, USC and Michigan, Saturday, 2:30 Central on CBS. Angelique Shengalis, as always, we appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Iowa.
Here to talk about the Hawkeyes, Scott Docterman of the Athletic. Iowa coming off of a 38-21 win over Troy. That was a pretty nice bounce back, wasn't it, Scott, after the disappointing finish to the Iowa State game the week before?
Yeah, it was a frustrating first half for Iowa. I mean, they went in the locker room down, and it was mainly because of giving up big plays, which they usually don't do. But overall, I mean, I think you look statistically at what they've been able to accomplish, especially on the offensive side of the football. I think right now they're progressing really nicely. And overall, when you have both quarterbacks combined to go 20 of 24, and you have a running back who's leading the country in rushing yards, they got to feel pretty good about what they're doing so far on the offensive side of the football.
Yeah, the running game has really improved. Do you attribute that to maybe the fact that Cade is pretty good in play action, or new offensive coordinator? What do you attribute all that to?
Yeah, it's primarily the offensive coordinator, I think, with Tim Lester. What he's done is made kind of a tweak, and he's incorporated more of a mid-zone run, which they've never really used, and it's enabled Caleb Johnson to not only hit the hole harder and quicker, but it's enabled the offensive linemen to use their skill set and get to the second level much faster, I should say. And overall, I mean, it's been just, again, a little tweak, but it's been a godsend for the running game that right now is well beyond where it's been in recent years.
Well, if you like running the football, you should love this Iowa-Minnesota matchup, right, for Saturday night. Kind of break that one down for us. How do you see this thing going?
Yeah, I've seen both teams in person this year. I went to the Gophers game against North Carolina, and I really like what Minnesota brings with Darius Taylor and Daniel Jackson. They're a very physical team. I think Iowa is more talented across the board defensively, other than giving up some big plays. They've been outstanding this year. And likewise, I think Iowa, as its offense continues to grow, I think the Hawkeyes are a better team. But I think if they also make some mistakes, it could be a very close down to the end game in this humongous rivalry game.
Sure is. But the trophy game on the line for this one, I was going to ask you about. We're in the pecking order for Iowa fans. This one's right up there, isn't it?
It's the oldest one, and I would say that if you were to get rid of just the trophies, as long as this one was intact, that they would be okay with it. Floyd of Rosedale is probably the most historic trophy in college football, so it's probably the most important. When you start to look at rivalries themselves, they've got four, and it kind of depends on who you are and where you live, which one matters the most. I mean, it could be Nebraska, it could be Iowa State, Wisconsin, Minnesota. They've all got different levels of importance, but this one is the most historic, the most played, and has the best trophy. So this one, I'm very glad it will be continuing into the future.
Love it. Should be a fun one. In prime time on NBC 6:30 Central Time, Iowa and Minnesota. Scott Dochterman of The Athletic. Scott, as always, we appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Greg.
Scott and all of our contributors appear with us on our Woodhouse Auto Family Hotline. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for the next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. That's our Blitz, again brought to you by Groundworks, the official foundation company of the Huskers. Back with more Sports Nightly next.
Tune in to the 12th annual Team Jack Radiothon presented by the Home Agency on September 26 to raise funds for childhood brain cancer research. Childhood brain cancer is a devastating disease affecting 5,000 children each year. Current treatments are over 40 years old and leave children with lifelong deficits. Team Jack is working to change this. Become a champion for a cure for just $20 a month. Every dollar counts towards discovering new treatments and ultimately saving young lives. Visit teamjackfoundation.org to donate. Your contribution matters more than ever.
Woodhouse has been your premier destination for your automotive needs since 1975. Whether you're looking to purchase a new vehicle, sell your current one, or looking to service, our team ensures a convenient and seamless transaction from start to finish. Explore our wide selection of top brands and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with our team's dedication and decades of trusted service. Get started online at woodhouse.com and experience the Woodhouse difference today.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
For almost 50 years, Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont has been more than just a dealership. We're a family dedicated to serving yours. Shop Nebraska's #1 volume Buick GMC dealer for the new car, truck, or SUV to fit your needs. We're also your GMC Business Elite dealer for commercial vehicles. Visit us at SidDillonBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
It's time for another round of Nebraska Farm Facts. If there's one thing Nebraska's known for, it's our beef. And Nebraska soybeans feed a lot of them, and even more pigs and chickens. Farmers and ranchers raise livestock and poultry to provide nutritious, affordable protein for all ages, to help build muscle and maintain energy for a healthy lifestyle. Keep that in mind as you prepare all that tasty meat on your tailgate.
The Team Jack Radiothon presented by the Home Agency on September 26th. Your donation will support research to find treatments for children battling brain cancer. Visit teamjackfoundation.org to donate. All right, that's going to do it here for our final show of the week. We will be on the air starting at 3 o'clock tomorrow with Husker Game Day with Ben McLaughlin and Damon Benning. And so we've got you covered leading up to kickoff at 7 o'clock between Nebraska and Illinois, the 400th sellout. So should be a great night. We'll be back for a full 2 hours coming up here on Sports Nightly on Monday at 6 o'clock. Thanks to Camden for helping me out here tonight. And I hope you guys have a great weekend and a happy game day tomorrow. Again, Husker Game Day coming up 3 o'clock tomorrow here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Woodhouse has been your premier destination for your automotive needs since 1975. Whether you're looking to purchase a new vehicle, sell your current one, or looking to service, our team ensures a convenient and seamless transaction from start to finish. Explore our wide selection of top brands and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with our team's dedication and decades of trusted service. Get started online at woodhouse.com and experience the Woodhouse difference today.
Here in Nebraska, we love our teachers. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is teaming up with Husker Athletics to recognize teachers who help students live their best and healthiest lives. Visit huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today to tell us about your favorite Nebraska educator. Winning teachers get a school day visit from Herbie Husker and a VIP experience at the 2025 Husker football spring game, thanks to their biggest fans at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. Head to huskers.com/touchdown for teachers today.
Husker fans, visit a participating AGCO dealer now until November 1st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets and pregame hospitality passes to the Nebraska versus Wisconsin football game on November 23rd in Lincoln. See your True Turf and Ag locations in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City.